So before we get into some of your thoughts on talent as a whole, you talk a lot about energy transition and, like, say, some of the projects your clients work on. So just talk me through, what does that actually mean?
See, I'll start with the energy transition, and it's it's kind of a new version of an industrial revolution. It's a huge change and shift in how we use energy and produce it. And it's not coming down the road like we're in it right now. It's happening, and it's happening fast. In the UK, we're in the unusual position where our energy consumption is dropping and has been for years, but the demand for electricity is really on the up. And that's down to the electrification of everything. Traditionally in the UK, heavy industry burning fossil fuels generated electricity with coal and gas and oil, petrol cars, gas boilers. And now we're more of a service industry, increased popularity in electric cars, heat pumps, for example. All these electrical versions of the fossil fuel things, they need less energy. They're more efficient. So we're using less energy, but the demand for electricity is really on the up. And that's driven, I'd say, three main things. There's targets like net zero, so clean energy targets. There's the drive for energy security at a national level. And then there's the advancements in tech, not just with electric cars, like I say, but with AI and data centers that have got a huge draw on electricity. So much so that companies like Microsoft and Google are investing directly into the energy market.
That's so exciting. So today we really wanted to catch up on what we believe some of the challenges are within hiring talent into these sectors and projects. You have a different view that there isn't a skill shortage, and you really are quite passionate about changing the narrative on that. Talk me through that. What is this abundance mindset that you talk about?
Yeah, so I think we so often talk about challenges with workforce. And if we can reframe that, does it open up opportunity? Is there really a talent crisis? Or is it opportunity to grow new talent, build new perspectives, and build something able to unlock all the potential that comes with that energy transition? Because that energy transition is looking at generating nearly 750,000 new green energy jobs. And there's needed maybe 100, 125,000 new engineers every year just to deal with that over the next 5 years. And I think the problem that we've got is that the way we look at that scale, those jobs, that opportunity, negative headlines dominate LinkedIn, through publications, national news. They're overshadowing this positivity and opportunity. But news is designed to be bad and negative. It grabs attention, it stirs up emotion, it's clickbait. Phrases like skills shortage have become a narrative, and it's rooted in fear. We can't find the talent, we're in crisis. Um, but I don't think it necessarily is a lack of talent. I think it's more the way we look for that talent, and really processes, mindsets, hiring habits. They can be the blockers. And if we can change those, then we can change how we're dealing with talent. Because if it wasn't the case that those blockers are in there, then we not only just source the right candidates, but there's lots of them there, because this scarcity narrative that's holding back the industry. It's stifling this opportunity, and it's stifling the growth.
But just explain some of those blockers. So you and I have both worked in recruitment a long time. What are the key blockers or challenges that you see that we're currently facing?
The flaw in talent shortage as a message is that it's not true. Like, abundance is here right now. For years, we've been told there is a skills shortage, warnings about this talent crisis, but the energy sector in the UK is growing and has been for a decade. The Nuclear Industry Association does a report every year, shows, amongst other things, the amount of people working in that sector. Civil nuclear jobs have increased over the past 3 years from 64,000 to 87,000. And that's driven by projects like Hinkley Point C and Sizewell C that me, my team, our clients work on all the time. Broader than that, broader than just the nuclear market, looking at green jobs, the Financial Times did a report last year that from 2015 to 2023, there's an increase of 36% of the number of people working in that sector. And these aren't signs of scarcity. These are signs of growth. The talent's out there and has been for years, because that abundancy must be there for us to fill the jobs. And if we're looking then at what is stopping us, what's holding us back, I think there's common challenges, recruitment systems and habits that have evolved over time. Now, focused requirements, they are essential, but overly rigid ones, it can unintentionally limit options for people who are applying for jobs. So could we shift from a list of must-haves to identifying what is essential for success in that role? Because they're not always the same thing. And can we increase quality and diversity of applications when we do that? And we'll certainly increase speed up our time to hire. I think it's also important to make sure that we're engaging with the right people properly. That candidate experience is so important. Clear feedback, inclusive interviews are key to attracting the right people. And looking for people who've got transferable skills, alternative career paths, that is what's going to broaden diversity. Like if you think of veterans, neurodiverse professionals, returning mothers, mid-career switchers, they're all here, they're all skilled and they're all ready. But in many cases, they're being overlooked because of those systems and processes and mindset of what has happened before. If we can change that, then we can unlock that talent pool.
So what I'm hearing is actually both recruiters and our hiring managers have a part to play in this. It's not just one-sided, because as a recruiter, we need to look wider than some of the talent pools that we've provided in the past.
Absolutely. This is a collaborative effort. This is everyone involved in the sector, everyone who touches hiring, skills, recruitment, whether that's recruitment companies, whether that's hiring managers, whether that's talent acquisition in-house professionals. Everyone who's working in this energy sector is responsible, if we work together, to change that narrative, to say, let's broaden our search, let's look in different places. I genuinely believe that we can open up opportunity, and that's opportunity for candidates, and it's opportunity for new jobs, and it's opportunity for the UK energy market to deliver what is coming down the tracks. As I say, potential 750,000 new jobs needed over the next decade. It's massive numbers, and we need to think differently to be able to manage that.
So again, what I'm hearing from you, and just tell me if I'm right here, then you think first stage of this movement that we need to create is the mindset, is to change that narrative from it being a challenging market and a skill shortages to an abundance. Am I right? It's the mindset that needs to change first.
Absolutely. I think that the mindset of we can't find talent is only going to make the problem bigger. There is the right talent out there, but we need to look for it in a different way. Transferable skills and other markets is a really good example of this, where quite often you'll see that experience requirements is a prerequisite on a job. Now, some qualifications are non-negotiable. I absolutely get that. But industry-specific experience, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, is that always essential? Maybe, but maybe not. Great engineers from adjacent sectors can really bring value. If you look at aerospace, defense, construction, they're problem solvers. They work in high pressure, complex environments. They're safety culture minded. They work in highly regulated industries, all of which are valued in the sectors we work in. The abundance mindset is about those candidates. It's candidates who have got the qualifications, have got learning ability, huge potential, good behavioural fit. They're more than capable, but they've been overlooked because they haven't had specific sector experience. And that's just one example. If we can change that mindset, someone must have this experience, I think it really starts to unlock this abundance narrative.
I love this. I love this. It's so exciting for our industry. I suppose the last thing from me is, if you were going to do one thing to make this a reality, what would that one thing be? What would you want us to take away from this?
I think there's a number of different things that we could do. I think collectively we can guide each other, challenge and build. So when I say that, I mean guiding, prioritizing skills and inclusive hiring strategies. I think challenging, is to kind of gently reframe this is the way it's always been done. And building is building better pipelines and broader talent pools. I think those are things that we can all do. But maybe more important than that, and at the same time as that, it's telling stories of success. I think that is what will change the narrative. The more our industry, and when I'm saying about our industry, the entire energy sector, the more we talk positively, the more we try to change this narrative from scarcity and fear, really, to one of abundance and opportunity, the more people will listen. The more people who listen will be drawn to this sector to fill those jobs, to start their career that could be from another industry. And then you just gain more and more momentum. So I think that celebrating success and telling the story, that's the big shift that we can do to change the narrative. Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank you.
John. Thank you for your time. Like I say, I'm really excited about this abundance mindset. I think it's a real game changer. So thank
Thank
you.
you very much.